Hello everybody, today I have a look at two very interesting cookbooks if you are into Mexican cuisine, and I'm talking here about the true Mexican cuisine, which is in my opinion more flavorful, lighter and more complex than the typical Tex-Mex cuisine, which also has some qualities, but I don't think it's on the same level as the true Mexican cuisine. These books, I'm talking here about Mexican Everyday and Salsas that Cook, are both written by Rick Bayless, who is an absolute guru in the matter. He has written several older books on the topic, usually as accompanying his TV series, which is called Mexico One Plate at a Time. And these other books, because I've got them all, Rick Bayless' Mexican Kitchen, and then his first book is still regarded as a true classic, is the authentic Mexican one. Now the other books that I just showed tend to have quite a few recipes which are more which are not necessarily more difficult, but which on average takes a bit more work. And for today's people to do this every day, this can be a bit difficult. So that's why it's good that he has made these two books, which are easier to fit in a modern professional's working life, and to still give the true authentic flavors, because that's what he's after. A bit about Mr. Bayless. He actually, so he's an American who actually, from when he was around 13 or 14, when he started going on holiday to Mexico, and he was immediately totally in love with the cuisine and absorbed everything he could learn there about the local cuisine. So he studied, if I'm not mistaken, he studied anthropology, but later started his own restaurants, and he has 3 restaurants in Chicago on you could say three different price levels. Interesting to know that Barack Obama, when he was still governor and living in Chicago, it is known that Frontera, which is one of the 3 Rick Bayless restaurants, is one of Obama's favorite restaurants. So I mean, we're talking really about a guru, and you notice that when you see his TV episodes, a charming guy also, the kind of guy you really would like to have a beer with, a good-natured kind of person, but with a lot of insight. So two books with a somewhat different approach. Salsas that Cook, a nicely affordable paperback, focuses actually on a number of truly original salsas, and then how to use them and adapt them in various dishes. So I just put my show you a few pictures. A racy eggplant omelette with savory red child paste, pasta I mean. Soft tacos of grilled chicken breast with tangy green chile and grilled onions. Especially this one looks wonderful. Guajillo, which is a kind of a dried chili, spiked shellfish soup, red chile rice. Really, well, I've met several of his dishes and they are absolutely fantastic. Before I go to the other book, I would like to say something. If you are a European viewer of this little review clip, to do it properly, this Mexican cuisine, you have to do some hunting. Especially, for example, here you have tomatillos. It's not a tomato. This is you could say it's a bit more like a big green berry almost, and it is sour in taste, so you cannot really substitute that with a tomato. Chipotle originally is a dried jalapeno chili, and jalapenos you can sometimes find in Europe if you look around, but here then in a tomato sauce, so it's smoky and hot, different from the Thai chilies actually. There it's more a warm feeling than a sharp feeling, which the Thai peppers have, so different characters. So next to this, indeed, there are also dried peppers that you first have to soak in water. So yes, this can be a bit daunting. Here we have something I've not yet tried actually. Nopalitos is pieces of cactus leaf. So which actually I plan to use in one of his salad and soup recipes. Yeah, okay, it's not fresh unfortunately, but it's impossible otherwise to find it here. So you can indeed in Europe, if you hunt on the internet, you will find where you can order those things online. Or what I have done until now was actually beg with friends and with colleagues who come over from America or doing a trip to America to bring a few of these products. That is really the best way. Or if you go on holiday in America, you can stock up on those dried chilies and keep them in a dry place because they stay long for a good time. And so this is really what you need to know to do these recipes properly and to really notice how good and how refined and how complex Mexican cuisine can be. So that is my one recommendation and my one limitation for readers, which watchers of this program which are not American actually. Because there are no true shortcuts from an ingredient point of view. And if you have these that I just shown, the tomatillos and the chipotle and a few other dried peppers, you can already go a long way. But even so, if you are in America and you have access to it all, it's good to know that this book is a fantastically doable book. So it's also extremely educational. So like the best cookbooks, there is background, there is context. You have before you see the recipe, you have some background here on why. Actually, this is from a very simple salsa, which is not so interesting, but you have background why you should do that here on the kind of vegetables that you have. And so because of these insights, you will end up making better dishes, because you really know we have here a perfectionist who knows exactly what you have to do. Also interesting is that there are variants typically of many recipes. If you change a few things, that you can really do very different things. Here you have a jicama, or maybe it's a jicama, I'm not certain, salad with watercress. What else here? Great dish, I made it. An avocado mango salad with fresh or blue cheese, bacon and toasted pumpkin seeds. This was a huge success. Guacamole, now that's not a particularly complex recipe, but he does it right, with several layers of complexity. And also how, again, as I mentioned, he does variants. Well, here a riff, so how you can do other things with it. One that I made were enchiladas with the green tomatillo salsa, and it looked exactly like this, and it tasted as good as you think it is. One of the recipes with a bit more work than the others, but still very doable. Also here chipotle shrimp, so the shrimp in the smoky salsa, fantastic dish, and you begin already to have an idea, well, this is indeed very nice cuisine. It's all original and very tasty and well written. This one was a huge success. The first time I made a mole. It's called Oaxacan yellow mole, but well, for me it looks red. Which is actually very doable. But a mole, you will always have more work than with many other dishes, because these are very complex sauces with many ingredients, but this is still very much doable. So in short, I think I hope I can convince you, if you are into Mexican food, this is a book to discover. Dishes with a surprising complexity. This is, for example, a true crowd pleaser. Chipotle meatballs. I made that several times. Well, they are fiery but extremely tasty. This is a true translation of a Mexican street fair. I have eaten something very similar to this when I was on holiday in Mexico, and I must say, with this recipe you can get very close to the real thing. And indeed doable recipes. Two fantastic books in short, if you want to discover true Mexican cuisine. So do try it. I don't think you will be disappointed. You have here the true guru, with a good writer, very doable and very precise recipes. So I hope this was an interesting short review for you. Goodbye.